3 years ago, Ira Vale stood before the High Council of the Arcana Bureau, wrists bound by null steel cuffs that made her veins ache. Her spell-marked silver veins of light that once danced across her forearms were dimming, fading like dying embers. Ira Vale, intoned Director Corvin, her former mentor. His voice was smooth, polished, too calm for the execution he was about to deliver. You stand accused of treason against the Bureau, of falsifying reports, and of attempting to weaponize restricted enchantments. Ira's voice was hoarse but steady. I tried to expose you, Corvin. The Bureau's been selling dream spells on the black market. You know it. The council chamber was silent except for the low hum of the containment wards. 12 robed figures watched her, their faces hidden behind mirrored masks. Corvin smiled faintly. You accuse me without proof. You bring only your word, and your word is worth nothing. You taught me to keep my records hidden, she said. You taught me how to vanish spells. He raised an eyebrow. Then you vanished your credibility as well. At his gesture, the null steel cuffs tightened. The light in her veins sputtered out completely. Her connection to the city's spell grid severed. The silence that followed was absolute. Strip her of her marks, Corvin ordered. Erase her registry. Let her learn humility without magic. As they dragged her out, she looked back once. Corvin's reflection in the mirrored mask of the councilman beside him smiled at her, slightly out of sync with his real face. And she swore she'd remember that smile. 3 years later, Halcyon Street buzzed with life. It was the kind of street where reality and illusion blurred, where enchanted billboards shimmered above spell drug vendors, and broken mages sold counterfeit luck in back alleys. Ira lived in a third-floor flat above a junk shop that smelled like dust and lightning. Her window overlooked a neon sign that flickered the word charms in 3 different languages, though the shop hadn't sold any in years. She'd made a life out of small magics, patching hex devices, enchanting self-writing pens, selling protective sigils to nervous college students. Her hands were steady again, but her marks were gone. The Bureau's erasure spell had burned deep. Still, Ira had learned a secret in those 3 empty years. Magic wasn't only in the veins, it lived in memory. And memories, if sharpened enough, could cut. That night, she sat at her workbench surrounded by broken glass and spell circuitry. A half-finished charm shimmered faintly before collapsing in her hand. She sighed and pushed it aside. The radio crackled. A voice from the Bureau's public channel echoed through the static. Ira smiled a small, cold smile. Perfect timing. She reached under her desk and pulled out a velvet-lined box. Inside was a mirror shard the size of her palm, faintly humming with light. Her creation, her masterpiece. Watch out for the part 2.